Now live. Welcome everybody. So, I'm about to do a reading from the book Family Wrap, a Wellness Recovery Action Plan for Families, written by Mary Ellen Copeland, PhD. This was written and copyrighted in 2013. And now the rights belong to the Advocates for Human Potential, operated under WRAP Inc., a new nonprofit. So I'm going to cover Family Wrap, triggers, early warning signs, and signs things are breaking down, and an action plan. So if you or anyone in your family is being physically, emotionally, or sexually abused or bullied, or if you are the abuser, contact your local mental health services provider or agency of health and human services. Abuse is not acceptable and must not be tolerated. So this is a reading by me. I'm Angus Wright. I also go by Angus by design, and I'm an advanced level facilitator for Wellness Recovery Action Plan since 2022. And I'm currently certified to provide WRAP seminars and programs virtually and in person as an independent. I'm not currently, nor am I on a track to be considered an employee of any nonprofit organization. So I am also a certified peer supporter, or CPS. I'm a certified well-being mentor, CWM, a qualified ECPR practitioner, ECPR, and I'm also a certified personal medicine coach, or CPMC. I'm also certified in mental health first aid, MHFA. I'm a Reiki master practitioner and an artist registered in Canada. So, all right. So reflection and check-in opportunity here, looking at, as we go through the material or afterwards, like, what are some key triggers or stressors that you think you experience, but also notice that other members of your chosen family or your family experience similarly. And what are your early warning signs or signals to avoid crisis? What are the indicators when you have to take specific actions? And do you have an if-then planning method that works best for you or best for your family? So these are things to consider. All right. I'm going to start on page 37. Triggers and trigger action planning. So triggers are unexpected things that happen in everyone's lives that can cause problems. If we as a family don't pay attention to those triggers, we may find that we are having more and more difficulty with each other. So you and your family may discover more of your family's triggers over time. So for example, a birth, marriage, divorce, or difficult marital relationship, someone or several people in the family being sick, a death of someone close, a family member or family members with a chronic illness or injury, an injured pet, storms or bad weather, sibling rivalry, being bullied or teased at school, not having what the other kids have, power failure or Wi-Fi interruption, getting a bad grade on a test, not getting into the college they wanted, the team lost because you let a goal in or missed a catch, car trouble, appliance breakdowns, computer problems, a family member losing their job, a family member moving out of the house, something wonderful happening like a family member getting a lot of money. Anniversaries in one family, the trigger was when the light began to change in the fall because that was the time of the year that kids were taken into foster care for the first time. Something bad happened to someone or several people in the family. A lost item, like missing phones, shin guards, keys, homework, or remote. Violence in the neighborhood, disturbing news events, violent video games, alcoholism or drug abuse. A member of the family having a difficult time, like being very sad, anxious, overwhelmed, or energized. In your plan, it is not important to project catastrophic things that might happen, such as war, natural disaster, or huge personal loss. If those things were to occur, you could use the tools in the trigger's action plan more often and increase the length of time that you use them. So, the next step in developing your family wrap is to work together to develop a list of wellness tools that you could use to help yourself get through these difficult times when a trigger has occurred. It helps to list a good assortment of tools so that you can, or so that you have choices of things you can use or do in different situations. So, some examples: having a family meeting, acknowledge and talk openly about anniversary days before the actual time, arranging schedules to support one or several specific people, allow people to grieve or feel angry in their own way, spending quiet time together. Let kids know it's not their fault. Children have a tendency to blame themselves for everything. Giving each person in the family a chance to share what they are feeling while being listened to, but not judged by family members. Making specific plans together to get through this time by taking specific action. Doing something special together, providing intensive support for one or several family members, and eating all meals together. Taking over each other's responsibilities as needed, and volunteering to take on extra tasks. Doing a fun activity together, like having a movie or a game night. Early warning signs and early warning signs action plan. So it's just a feeling I get. Things are not quite right. I usually can't figure out what it is or why, it just is. I used to ignore these signs. I think everyone in the family did. It seemed easier, but in the long run, it wasn't. As your family works together to develop a family wrap, you may think of signs that the family is having some difficulty. Early warning signs. It is not always possible to know why these signs come up, they just do. If these early warning signs are addressed when they first occur or as soon as they are noticed, the family can use the early warning signs action plan to return to the daily maintenance list as soon as possible. As a family, you will notice more and more of these early warning signs over time as your awareness level increases. So, examples of family early warning signs. So, not acknowledging each other, irritability, avoiding responsibilities, bickering, increased noise levels, change in eating habits, isolation or withdrawal, overuse of electronic devices or gaming, wanting to watch TV all the time, going to sleep at inappropriate times, staying up really late, not caring about things that are usually important like homework or sports, Changes in personal hygiene, acting out in school, pets are neglected, increased negativity, family members being unkind to each other, rudeness increases, increase in substance use, household chores not getting done, excessive focus on household chores. Family members may feel like they are walking on eggshells. So, early warning signs action plan. Family members list those wellness tools they feel they can use as individuals or as a family when they notice early warning signs. Tools that they feel will help the family feel like they are once again doing well. So these tools might include meeting with a counselor, teacher, trusted family friend, or someone in the clergy, having a social event with family friends, taking a break from each other, planning and taking a vacation or even a day together, being open about being in a troubled time, and welcoming all family members' ideas on how to get through. Doing something special together, limit electronic and screen time, having a family movie night with films everyone enjoys and popcorn, having a family game night, getting enough sleep, physical activity. One child picks what dinner will be and either makes it themselves or helps make it. Spending time listening to each other without interruption. Sharing responsibilities for a big task. Helping each other out. Doing something nice for a person who is distressed. And then when things are breaking down in an action plan. So sometimes things in a family escalate to a point where it feels like things are much worse or things are breaking down, close to the crisis stage. However, if your family recognizes these signs and takes action to keep the situation from worsening and to help everyone feel better, a crisis may be averted and the family may go back to using the daily maintenance plan as its guide. So these signs vary from family to family. They, what may mean things are breaking down to one family may mean crisis to another family. So some examples of signs that for your family things have gotten much worse, that things are breaking down, might be physical and verbal abuse, people avoiding each other, people refusing to have meals together and engage in activities together. The house has gotten really messy. No one has done their chores in over a week. Family members staying away from home as much as they can. Family members always coming home late. Blaming others for the situation, inappropriate language being used. Child threatens to run away from home. Poor grades on tests. Homework not being done. Curfews not being met. Not checking in when away from home. Some family members overusing addictive substances, and lots of yelling and tantrums and destruction of furniture. So when things are breaking down, action plan. So when things are breaking down is a critical time. If evasive action is not taken, things could get much worse and this could become a crisis, a time when it feels like things are totally out of control. Instead, your family can develop a list of wellness tools that everyone can use. So when things are breaking down, to keep things from getting worse and to help return to the time when the family wasn't doing well. This is an important time. The plan needs to be carefully considered so that It works for everyone in the family and can be easily implemented in this hard time. So, some examples of wellness tools that might be included in the when things are breaking down action plan are hold a family meeting or a series of family meetings, eat meals together, or avoid eating meals together, or eating certain meals together, having a mediator for a family meeting, call the child's teacher to see how work can be made up, arrange for the children to sleep over at a trusted friend's house, visit with a counselor or mediator, perhaps more than once or many times. Take a break from each other. Give each person a chance to be heard without judgment. Doing something you all love to do together. Develop or revise the family chore chart and attend specific support groups. So, I mean, we covered in less than 20 minutes what I feel like it took me 100 years to figure out. And it can sound easier said than done, for sure. But the beauty of this is that it is just a framework, it's a format, it's a way of being, it integrates all other aspects and avenues. Some people might consider it like a blueprint, framework, what have you, right? It's rooted in evidence, so sometimes it's easier to talk about it than it is to talk about what's going on between us. So next time we're gonna learn about the family crisis plan or advanced directive, and we'll go over the parts of that. And we'll also look at what the family post-crisis plan looks like. So all is well and good to know that we may have a crisis and all that, but what about how we can advance and plan in advance to reduce the opportunities to go back into crisis upon returning, right? And then we'll also look at how we can use RAP in our family. And then after that, we'll kind of go over. There's some appendixes and all of that, and so we'll go over that next time. But anyway, so reflections and check-in. So what are some of those key triggers or stressors that you think you experience? But you also notice that maybe others in your family or chosen family experience. I think for me, often it's more the fatigue, right? It's what I bring with me when I'm tired or when I'm overwhelmed. It's all the extra that I do or that I get caught up in. So those triggers can be really like the stuff about navigating or the deep emotions or the seeing people suffer. And then my early warning signals, where I can see things are breaking down. Usually we're more opinionated. We tend to be less thoughtful. We might say a joke that we know maybe the person's tender about. Indicators that we have to take greater action as a family would be, I would call it like when we compete or compare, right? Like when it's like, oh, am I ever tired? And then it's like, oh, well, shit, you think you're tired. That sort of thing. That's usually when it's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We're getting away from, using our empathy and being on the same side of it. Like there's enough joy and misery to go around. We don't have to compete for it, right? And then, so then indicators, so triggers, early warning signs, and then signs things are breaking down, right? So signs things are breaking down again is just not being able to give anybody the time of day, right? When we feel like we're being maybe less than compassionate. And then, do I have an if then planning method that works for me? If then works for me. So if this happens, then I'm going to do this. If this occurs, then I can do that. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. If I can't get my brain to get started, I have a tool called Whoop that I use, which is Wish Outcome Obstacle Plan. And it's just a method that I learned to just even break it down further, right? Like break down the different parts. Wish and hope is really, what do I need? What do I need to do? And again, that circles back to our safety agreement, right? So what are things I might need to do to navigate the rest of the day, this week, this month, this year, blah 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 blah. All right. So please feel free to share. This has been 21 minutes of wonderness. I look forward to connecting again tomorrow. Be well.